Welcome back again. This is Fox. Satisfactory 1.0 has dropped, so we are here in Satisfactory 1.0. We started in the Rocky Desert. We're streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/FoxGaming222. If you want to head over there, come and watch me stream live. This is a very understated build compared to what I am going to be getting up to later on in the game. We are still, I class this still as early game or early mid game. I'm working towards phase 3. I just wanted to talk about this little starter base I've got here. This little starter base is making everything all the way up to modular frames. Everything up to and including Space Elevate parts from phase 2 can be made here, apart from versatile frames, but we'll talk about that. The good thing about this little starter base is it's only using iron. I've got a tiny little bit of copper production over here. This could be incorporated into that over there because of the recipes we're going to talk about in a bit, but I am making some copper sheets, I'm making some wire, and I'm making some cable. But yeah, everything else you see here is all running off 2 medium nodes of iron. Now at the time of making this, my max belt speed was 270, so I've got these overclocked to 270 parts a minute. So we've got 540 iron ore per minute going into the base. I've got 2 rows of 9 smelters. This one's backed up because the recipe's not using so much. Bear with me. I just saw the yellow light and started panicking. Yeah, I've got 2 rows of 9 smelters. They all use 30 each. So 30 times 9 is 270. The ingots are then being split off and turned into everything. As I say, everything, all the way up to modular frames and even engines. We could even make smart plating and automated wiring from this factory, because of 2 very important recipes. One, I'm sure you've all heard of. It's iron wire. You can make wire from iron ingots. I mean, there's a lot of copper in the map. There's more iron. The reason I did this was solely to keep the factory nice and clean. I do have some copper over there. I could have brought it into the factory. I could have split the production chains up into copper ingots and then merged them together with the different machines. But to use the iron wire in a setup like this, when everything is running off the same ingots, all in the same manifold, and then shooting off to the various different productions, it is absolutely brilliant. The iron wire recipe I even use a lot in my late game saves, even some of my giant saves, where I work towards one of my saves. I had 40 thermal propulsion rockets a minute. It was absolutely massive save, and I use a lot of iron wire. For the main reason, sometimes you just haven't got copper where you need copper, or it's too far for you to transport it to where you want it to be, or it's just simply easier to use the iron. So that is the first recipe you're going to need if you want to do something like this yourself. The next one, a recipe which is new to 1.0, is this one, steel pipe. Now if we have a look, steel pipes, you can now make steel pipes with this alt straight from iron ingots. I was lucky enough to get this. As soon as I unlocked steel, I rolled a hard drive and I got this straight away. Crazy. Absolutely brilliant. This is a game changer. Steel, don't get me wrong, it's not difficult. It's just a pain in the ass because you have to use coal, and coal is I class coal as a scarce resource because there's nowhere near as much coal on the map as there is copper and iron, which are readily available pretty much anywhere on the map within 500 meters. So yeah, with the ability now to make steel pipes out of iron ingots, you don't have to have a separate steel factory. You don't have to worry about transporting the steel over to your iron factory to then mix with the goods to make these items. So I'm using the steel pipes because I can make steel pipes. I'm using the steel pipes to make stators. Using the steel pipes to make rotors. This is a better recipe than the base recipe for rotors. The base recipe for rotors is you get 4 per minute, sorry, and it uses iron rods and screws. This one, you get 5 per minute, and it's using iron wire and steel pipes. So you're getting 1 extra per minute. It's a similar amount of iron that goes into it. I believe it may even be a little bit less. So yeah, the ability of now being able to produce steel in your iron factory means we can make rotors, we can make stators, we can then use these to further production on and make motors. We are also making modular frames, We're making reinforced iron plates. We're making everything up to tier 2. All the way through, as I say, from screws, iron rods, all the way through to modular frames and motors in this factory using 2 medium nodes of iron. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. Yeah, and we'll be talking about this later on as well in another video. I have got the dimensional depot in full swing. I've upgraded them almost to the max. Everything that's being made in here is going into these depots. So here you can see we've got iron wire going in there. Modular frames. What are you doing in there, boy? Pee off. Reinforced iron plates, they're going into the modular frames. These screws are going straight into a dimensional depot. Iron rods straight into the dimensional depot. These are reinforced iron plates. There should be iron plates somewhere, but they're eluding me. Then on this floor, we've got rotors and stators using the 2 recipes that we just spoke about, iron wire and the steel pipes, going to make motors. We've then got them in their individual items as well, because you need rotors for making stuff. I'm not too sure if you need stators for building things or not. I can't remember, if I'm honest. But you definitely need a lot of rotors late game. Motors, I've suddenly realised as well. I need to up production of motors vastly, because they're used in fuel gens, they're used in refineries, I believe. Yeah, they're used in refineries. They're used in manufacturers. So motor production needed to be upscaled, which I have done in a steel factory at the back there. But for now, I just wanted to talk about those 2 alternate recipes, the iron wire and the iron pipe, enabling you to have a really, really good compact starter base without having to bring anything in elsewhere. I mean, granted, obviously, copper sheets and cable are needed to finish this starter base off. They're the only 2 things that I couldn't make. I mean, I could make the cable in this factory, because obviously we can make the iron wire. We can pop a constructor down and it can use the iron wire to make the cable. So I could have made the cable in here. But this little starter base, this was my very first copper production. This is the only copper factory, if you like. You can't really call it a factory because it's spread across the floor. But this is the only copper factory I've made. The only node of copper I've tapped in. And I've nearly finished. I'm working my way towards finishing phase 3 of the space elevator. I've built plastic, rubber. I've got some fuel gens going. I've got 8, 16. I've got 32 coal generators going. Yeah, we've got loads going on. The good thing about this, you can even make from this factory. This can get you all the way to phase 1 space elevator parts, because we can make smart plating, reinforced iron plates and rotors, which we're making in this factory. The automated wiring. This needs stators and cable. All of this can be done via just iron ingots. The only thing you need steel for is the versatile framework. You can see modular frames and steel beams. That is the only recipe for versatile frameworks. I think there may be, thinking about it now. Yeah, there is one that comes now. I've unlocked rubber. There's one that uses rubber to speed up production. It reduces the amount of steel beams needed, but I have finished the versatile frames now. We'll take a quick peek at my coal factory over here. I'm not going to show you it in its entirety. In the steel factory, sorry. I've got a dedicated steel factory to produce pipes, steel beams, and versatile framework over here. I'm also making some more motors. I'm not going to run through it now because I wanted to go do it in another video. It's pretty cool. I spent some time on this one, making it look nice. Just a little glimpse of it. You've got the coal power plants underneath. And then these like floating platforms that are cantilevered. So I'm making steel beams over there. I'm making steel pipes. And I'm also making versatile frameworks. But yeah, for now, that is it. Thanks. This is the first video of many in this series. I am not going to be... If you want me to do a stream on YouTube, or if you want me to upload the streams to YouTube, then let me know. I wasn't planning on doing it. I did originally plan to upload all of the streams to YouTube, but I think I'm just going to do little update videos like this because I'm getting an awful lot done on and off stream. I can just keep doing update videos to show you where I'm at and talking about little setups that I've got. I've got a really cool little setup using 300 oil over there on the edge of the grasslands. It's making me 100 rubber, 100 plastic, 100 oil, which is then turning into fuel to make some power plants. Yep. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching, as always.